Now, after my intro, so we'll be talking about this anime called Shogun no Shana, which is my favorite anime. But nonetheless, here's Shana-chan. Shana-chan is a brash, heartless character at the beginning. But once you get to know her and you progress through the story more, she turns out to be actually a caring and nice person. But anyways, she gets her name from her sword called Nyotono no Shana. Nyotono no Shana is the sword she primarily uses only in the show, which she gets her flame powers from, until she learns how to use her flames without her sword, but that's it. So, anyways, her mentor, Alastor, is her necklace, which is a crimson lord from the Crimson World, who is a denizen stronger than most, so he's a crimson lord. And the Crimson World is inaccessible to humans through normal means. But before going to the next character, what I must say is Shana-chan has a cape. Well, yeah, cape. No, not a cape. Whatever, like a coat that she can put her sword into and pull out of. It's like a pocket dimension. It's called a treasure tool, which a treasure tool is it's a vast assortment of different type of items that are basically overpowered in their own right, and also kind of weird in some regards. But onto our next character, who has a treasure tool inside of him, Yuji Sakai, which is a dumb MC, of course. He can't understand that someone is in love with him. Until second season finale, of course. But that's a while, so idiot. His lover, which I won't say. Besides the point, Yuji Sakai. Yuji. He is a torch. Not just any torch. He's a Mistis, a special type of torch. So what a torch is a human. A human that has died because of a denizen and a flame maze fighting. So a flame maze after the battle has to revive them, but actually not revive them because they're dead. So they use their resonance, which is the blue flame that's put into their bodies, so then their existence doesn't mess up the flow of the natural order. So you may be saying, like, well, is the Yuji Sakai going to disappear since he is a torch? You'll be right if he didn't have a treasure tool inside of him. But Yuji Sakai does have a treasure tool inside of him, so he doesn't disappear. But the only reason he doesn't disappear is because he has a specific type of treasure tool called the Midnight Lost Child. The Midnight Lost Child is a specific treasure tool that basically, whenever your flame powers, or well, in his regard, his torch like dims down too low, or just dims down low, or dims down, it replenishes his life energy at 12 a.m. at night every single day. So he never will die unless someone kills him or takes the tool out of him, and then his flame burns out. But anyways, on to our second lover of the show, Yoshieda. Yoshieda is a kind, sweethearted person who is in love with our idiot MC, Yuji. Which, I don't have a problem with that, he's just retarded, that's all. But anyways, nothing much to talk about her. She's just a human who doesn't have any plot or any relevance to the story until like 20th episode, maybe later, maybe season 2, whatever. On to a character that actually has relevancy into the story: Marjorie, Dahl, and Markovius. Markovius is a book called The Claws and Fangs of Violation, which basically, Markovius is a very dangerous type of flame haze. Well, Crimson Lord. The flame haze is Marjorie Dahl. So Markovius basically helps out whenever Marjorie wants to kill a Dennison. It's basically the whole relationship, besides, well, cracking jokes at each other and getting on each other's nerves, which is pretty funny at times. But, time for her lackeys. Her first lackey, Sato. So, Sato, well, for Sato, he is a very reserved person who also is neglected by his parents, who are rich. So basically the whole entire show, his parents never come to see him, and he's just sitting in the house alone. Well, not alone, because Marjorie and then our second lackey is with him too. But anyways, on to our next character, Tonica. Tonica is a second lackey and the only other lackey of Marjorie Dahl. So Marjorie Dahl, a little backstory of why she has these two. She found these two after she saved them from getting beaten up by this little gang. And Tonica, when he first meets her and when Sato accepts her, because he didn't want to get his ass whooped, he calls her big sister. He's like, "Can I call you big sister?" And she's like, "Sure, whatever." Then he calls her big sister throughout the show. I'm like, wow, the simp levels are unreal here. But he's a pretty nice person, but he has this anime trope where his eyes are never seen. They're just lines, basically. But whatever. And on to a character that Markovius has called a pervert, and the person has a doll fetish. The Hunter Friagne. The Hunter Friagne is basically, he's a Crimson Lord who's evil. So there's two types of Crimson Lords. There's a good one and then there's a bad one. Actually there's three, because a lot me. So there's a good one, neutral, and then a bad one. The good ones fight the evil ones, and then a neutral one doesn't fight anybody. They don't fight at all. They just collect weak torches, because the torch is about to go anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But anyways, Friagne, as his nickname would entail, he is a doll fetish person who has a doll called Marianne that he always has with him up until the end. But anyways, on to what this man was planning. This man was planning to take the whole of the city, absorb it, all of its life energy, and basically give it to him and Marionette so that they can live on forever without any fear of dying. Which didn't work, of course, because he's stupid. I'm sorry, I'm out of time, but I will tell you this. So, Shana takes on the identity of Harai, who is a person who got attacked in that fateful plot that I won't mention just yet. So, anyways, the teachers, she basically reprimands the teachers, makes the teachers feel stupid, and even makes one teacher run out the classroom, run to a window, and jump out. I'm like, dang, really? But I'll tell you more about that and why in a later installment, like in 3 days or sooner, maybe a week. But it all is up to me, because this took a long time just to record this. But comment and share so then other people can see it and they can give their feedback. And you give your feedback too in the comments. Like it if you actually like the video. Subscribe so you can be notified when I make that later installment. So, anyways, I have nothing else to say. Goodbye, and I'll see you in my next video if you come back. To make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometimes.